The Indo-Hyas is the oldest known relative of a whale.
Their habitats were in present-day India and Pakistan. Although they spent most of their life in the water, they were herbivores and preferred plants on the land than fish in the water.
The teeth of the Indo-Hyas are proof that they are herbivores. Scientists believe that they didn't eat the vegetation in the water.
They were even-toed animals from which the present-day whales and other aquatic mammals have evolved.
The structure of the ear of the Indo-Hyas was found to be very similar to that of whales.
The Indo-Hyas is the size of a common cat or raccoon. It has pig-like features such as 4 short, thick legs with a thick, heavy outer coating and a long, thick tail.
The bones of the Indo-Hyas are like that of the modern-day hippopotamus in that it helps to reduce buoyancy and helps the animal to stay underwater.
The limb bones of the animal are thick like the hippopotamus. Such limbs facilitate in wading through water, suggesting that the Indo-Hyas was not a fully aquatic animal. Scientists consider this animal to be the transition step back to the water and the evolution of the whales.
Another feature that makes the Indo-Hyas to be considered closer to the whales is the placement of the eyes, which is higher on the skulls like the whale.
The next ancestor of a whale is the Pakicetus.
The habitat of the Pakicetus is around the shores of what is now India and Pakistan.
The Pakicetus was discovered approximately 50 million years ago in Pakistan. Its name means Pakistan whale. It looks like a dog-like animal that is about 3 feet long and weighs about 50 pounds.
It was a mammal that would only go near the water to grab fish. Paleontologists know this because its ears were only adapted for the land and not for the water.
The next relative of the whale is the Ambulocetus. The fully aquatic Ambulocetus that can move between salt and fresh waters had short limbs and large feet used for swimming.
Ambulocetus, or walking whale, is from Pakistan.
They lacked eternal ears, they had a long snout and eyes facing sideways, an adaptation in the nose that allowed it to swallow underneath water, and could hear well underwater due to its periodic bone structure.
Ambulocetus killed its prey by holding in its jaw and drowning it or thrashing it with violent motion.
They had 5 fingers on each hand and 4 fingers on each foot, with dense osteoclerotic limb bones that were well adapted for living in water but moved slowly.
The Ambulocetus, which is the size of a male sea lion, used its powerful tail with no fluke to get around in the water.
The 4th earliest ancestor of the whale is the Cutchocetus.
The Cutchocetus lived in tropical seas and had an otter-like skeleton with a long tail that helped it swim.
The Cutchocetus also had blubber which provided insulation and helped with body streamlining, a narrow snout, and short, thin limb bones.
After the Cutchocetus comes the Rhodhocetus.
The Rhodhocetus was discovered in the 1990s and means Rhodho whale. It looks like a cross between a dolphin and an alligator.
Although it spends majority of its time in the water, it was capable of walking on land, but it could only do so for short periods of time because it had leg bones that couldn't support much weight.
It had a very flexible spine that gave it great agility in the water. It was about 10 feet long and weighed around 1,000 pounds. It was also a carnivore and ate a variety of marine animals.
Next came the Dorodon, or the spear-tooth, which lived 41 to 33 million years ago.
The Dorodon, which looks like a dolphin with sharp teeth, lived in oceans all around the world and was a carnivore that feasted on a variety of fish and mollusks.
A Dorodon is 3 times longer than a Chinese alligator and twice as heavy as an American alligator. It's approximately 16 feet long and 1,000 pounds.
Next are the Odontocetes, or toothed whales, which are about 50 feet long.
They are hunters of the cetacean family, such as fish, squid, octopus, crustaceans, sharks, penguins, sea lions, whales, dolphins, and porpoises.
They have echolocation, which allows them to detect the size, direction, density, and movement of their prey. Echolocation also allows them to search for food, avoid attacks from predators, and navigate the ocean. Lastly are the mysticetes, or mustache whales, which can be found in oceans worldwide, from 20 feet to 112 feet, and 6,600 pounds to 380,000 pounds, depending on the type of whale.
They are carnivores that use a straining system to eat a great quantity of small fish, crustaceans, or plankton in one gulp.
In the Mystacete family, females are generally larger than males, and they contain the largest species in the world, the blue whale.
Whales may not be,
but they do live in the ocean and eat fish.